Welcome to our very first episode of Sammy D's Community Links, where we showcase businesses in the area and we fixated around golf in some way, shape, or form. So I figured the best way to do it, start off with Golf Without Limits with my good friend Brad Thomas, one of the owners here, where we showcase this company in itself. Brad, thank you for coming on the show. First of all, I'd love to ask you, how did you get in the business? How long have you guys been here and doing what you're doing?
So for myself, I've been a part of the golf industry for roughly 20 years, just a passion of mine. So I kind of started outside, obviously, like anybody would. The way I got into this business was actually my cousin and my business partner. He came up with this idea almost 18 years ago. So we were kind of the first to market in this setting as far as what indoor golf has become now.
Beautiful.
So back in the day, he kind of put this idea together with him and his brother. They kind of took it to market, started off the process. 16 years ago, I joined the company as the manager, and I've been here ever since. And about 4 years ago, I took over part ownership with him.
Awesome.
And that's kind of what it is, and we're looking forward to what the future holds.
Awesome. And just to clarify, the other two that you're with is Justin Wynn and Dave Hardy, right?
Correct, yes.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Dave Hardy's your cousin.
Yeah, so Dave's my cousin, and Justin is just another silent partner that we have that's involved with us. And yeah, it's a great partnership that we have, and we look forward to continuing our success.
That's fantastic. Why don't we tee off, play a couple holes as we talk, and we'll go from there.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
So, hole one, TPC Sawgrass,
Love
as
that.
everybody would know, right?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Let's have some fun.
Perfect. Nice. So obviously you guys have been here for quite some time, right?
Yep.
Like you said, you've been here for, 18 years, 16 years?
So 16 years,
Yep.
We have been in this location. Prior to us moving to this location, though, we did first originally open up beside the Keg up on Northfield and Waterloo.
I remember it. It was a pretty big place.
Yeah, it was massive. It was a different concept. So I think over the first year and a half of business while we were there, we developed an understanding to what the business was. Great shot. And so there was a little bit of a change in the reasoning why we moved here. So if you do remember it, it was a facility that had a massive putting green in the middle and all of the simulators that you played in.
I was young at that time, but yes.
Yeah, and all the simulators that you played in, they actually were all kind of privatized, so private rooms. But we learned pretty quickly that the allure of this side of golf was the camaraderie. So a lot of small group bookings, small parties, stuff like that. And once they got into that setting, they were all kind of segregated in their own booths, which didn't really flow with the concept and the idea. So when we moved here 2 years from that spot, we developed more of the open concept, which caters itself more to the small group, charity events, and things like that for the open concept, mix and mingle, right? So,
and I can say from firsthand experience, it's fantastic. The community you've built around here is amazing.
Thank you,
basically what I was actually getting to next is just like, how did you grow this community? What do you do for the community? I know you do a lot of events through the golf industry, so I just thought you might maybe want to touch on that.
Yeah, sure. So basically growing our indoor community, so to speak, it's just been a lot of hard work. One thing that I guess a lot of people don't tell you about small business is that you need your friends, your family, and the continued people that you have to support you over and over again.
Yeah, for sure.
That only happens with doing what you do right. And one thing that we've thrived on over the last at least 10 years is really, being one with our community in here, our membership in here.
Yeah.
And that's what's continued our growth, because one person brings another, so on and so forth.
It's been fantastic, for sure.
And like yourself, you started here 6 years ago or so that. And since then, it was just you and a couple other guys. And now you have, Nick, and a whole bunch of other friends that you've brought into the fray. And now we're doing, your birthday tournament and other things like that we do. So that is definitely one way in which the community has grown from our community. Now, a lot of things that we do for community, we're a heavy donator to any charity that comes to our door asking for passes, whatever it is that can be to their silent auction table. We do a big event every year for the Easter Seals.
Yep.
So we're a big component of that. We also
Amazing.
participate in their hockey tournament, the Rick Vive Hockey Classic, which last year raised just over $500,000 for the
Amazing.
community and for obviously kids with disabilities. So
Of course.
that's fantastic. Optimus Club, we also host and do a lot for that. We do a Movember tournament every year too as well, where proceeds goes towards that.
That's amazing.
Over Christmas, we donate towards the food bank. Just a little bit of everything. You know, we are a locally sourced business.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Even our product that we sell, especially in light of, you know, tariffs and everything going on,
Yeah, of
we've always
course.
been very conscious of the product that we buy. Like, for example, our beers on tap
Yep.
have never not been Ontario-based or local-based.
Yeah,
so
that's
Waterloo
fantastic.
Brewing, Triple Bogey, Moosehead Lager, we've been pretty loyal to them. We don't subscribe to the Molson and the Coors and stuff like that. Certainly we have some of that stuff in our fridge, but for the most part, you know, we want to thrive within our community and have them thrive with us. So
That's awesome.
That's one thing that we've always been really focused on for sure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, basically, you know, just as far as the system goes, I know there's a lot. I mean, like you said, you're kind of a pioneer for this in the area. Every system's a little different.
For sure.
As golfers, we know.
Absolutely.
But kind of like, what sets yours apart for the most part? Because everything's different. I do find they're all accurate in their own way, but I do find that your systems are pretty damn good. So
Yeah, I agree. So I've been in this industry since the beginning, as far as what indoor golf is, that's for sure. Our systems definitely take us apart from a lot of the others in a couple facets. One, I would say, just the true realism of the golf courses itself. Now,
Yeah.
I can't speak because I'm 100% knowledgeable on it, but I have a pretty good understanding that most of the other software companies out there that develop courses and that have indoor golf,
yeah,
they don't really own the rights to these golf courses. So when you see that they're playing Pebble Beach or Sawgrass, for example,
yeah.
you'll see that they don't have the logoing like as we do. They don't have the actual topographical look of the golf course.
Yeah.
It's just some guy behind a computer adding trees, adding the layout based
Yeah.
off pictures, where About Golf is the company that we work with. Their software company actually pays a premium to obtain all the specs of that actual true golf course. So if you were to go to Sawgrass and be on the first hole right now and standing in the position that we are
Yep.
from 125 yards out, you would look around and say, this is exactly what I saw
Yeah.
when I played it inside.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's a really cool
That's
part
really
of
cool.
it
I didn't
too,
know that. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I think from a data tracking side, because you touched on that, most systems out there still have a form of what we call a radar technology.
Yep.
Okay. And radar technology is simply the ball, once hit to the screen, has to pass a field or a force field of some kind, which is radar lines.
Yep.
Through that, it just kind of determines an algorithm based on the speed of it, the height, but not really true accuracy from seeing what the golfer is actually doing. Because we
Yeah.
all know that every golfer is going to be different and how they hit the golf ball.
That makes sense.
We are privileged that we have what's called an ISU. Basically, it's a high-speed camera system which is above our heads here. And what it does is it takes a video of every golf swing that we're taking
Yep.
at 7,000 frames per second. So as far as breaking down what you're doing within your golf swing, it's really getting accurate data from
That's
that
pretty
because
cool.
it's seeing you as a person on top of also seeing what the golf ball and what that stuff is doing. So,
Gotcha.
so those are the two things that I would say would separate us
Yep.
from the other places that, in my opinion, are great. Like you said, they have their pros and cons
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure. Every single one does. They're
Yeah,
all
but-
great in their own right.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but I know we've touched on this personally before,
Yeah.
and it's just a different base of what the company is. Those places, I always say, they're more of like a golf place with the bar, and that's kind of their feel. It's more of a sports bar.
Yeah.
Innuendo and understanding. We're a golf club. We're a
Yeah.
golf club through and through. Golf professionals run, operate it, manage it. Tournaments, leagues, all the things that
sure.
we do are so much more closely knit into what the golfing community would be.
Yep.
Where the other places I think are so much more derived around entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different
That
and
makes
then
sense.
I think that's where we separate ourselves for sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, going back to the community, also, if you want to
Yeah, you
get
can
after
keep
it,
going. I'll
by all means,
try to hit one in there for us tight.
going back to the community though, like even for myself being here for 6 years, like you said, you know, I came in kind of on my own. I got to know a lot of people.
For sure.
I brought some friends in over the time of myself.
Absolutely.
But then I got to know a ton of people in this community. Like I've got to know so many people just from coming here for men's league, getting to know, you know, all these people who are constantly here.
Yeah.
And, you know, even because you have partnerships, even let's say Conestoga, like you have a partnership with them.
Yep.
And so even come golf season, you get to see these same people out there. You get great connections. It's been fantastic for
That's right.
myself just to get to know people. So that's something you guys do, I mean, amazingly well, I think.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, like, I mean, we're always looking for different ways to outreach into our community, whether that's, you know, from a business opportunity stance, or if it's just simply a way that we can help out something else.
Yeah.
Like you touched on Conestoga. Yeah, we sponsor a few of their leagues out there. And certainly that kind of works twofolds, right? That gives us some recognition, but also allows us to stay within our community and have those players out there feel like they have a home. I think
sure.
that's one thing that
That's
all
exactly
golfers
it.
are always looking for, especially in the world where memberships are so expensive these days.
Oh, yeah.
We're not. You know, we're a very reasonable price point to come and play here, whether that's just as a public or if you're signing up as a member or you're playing in our leagues. But we're always going to offer that sense of community that when you do come here, you're going to walk out going, you know, that's my club. And that's kind of what we always
been really
strive
good
for.
because your pricing is very reasonable.
Yeah.
It's not crazy expensive. Obviously, you know, nothing's crazy cheap either, but it's a reasonable price. You get to come here again. You feel like you're part of something.
That's right.
And that's what I love about Golf Without Limits, and that's what you guys do really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like you said, Sammy, that's something that we've just always focused on is the connection to our clientele. Because that's first and foremost, get in the hole. Oh, great shot. That's first and foremost, that would have been nice. Yeah, that's always been the goal for us is to set ourselves apart by establishing that connection with our client.
Yeah.
And I always say this too is I don't create clients or acquaintances, I create friends.
Yeah.
You know, there's a huge portion of the people that come and play here that it's not just during this time of the year that I see them. You know, like you said, I end up playing tons of golf with these guys outside. I end up, you know, joining in their charity golf tournaments or events.
A ton of tournaments, by the way.
A ton of different things. You know, I do this cooking charity thing that some of our members are involved in.
Awesome.
We're also involved with both of the banquets for University of Waterloo as well as Wilfrid Laurier. So they're community banquets. And then my cousin Dave, him and his brother were both Laurier athletes. So we're always entwined with them too as well. We're part of their sports galas. And,
For sure.
And just benefiting that. And then in turn, you know, they're bringing their teams here and doing parties and stuff like that here. So I think in our community, we're probably one of the best hosts when it comes to those types of people and kind of gatherings.
For sure.
Because of what our facility is a smaller size in comparison to some of the new ones that are out there.
Absolutely.
But that kind of lends itself to that feel that we talked about, right?
Because it's a bit more intimate with people that you maybe don't know so
20
well,
to 30 people in here, and it's a private rental for the entire space. My staff is amazing, and they're in here always going to take care of everybody.
Fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. Yes, they are. They're great. So yeah, we just work hard at kind of really focusing on that side of the business because I truly feel that if you're kind of out there looking for everything to be business, you're not really focusing on the ones that are going to be your business.
Yeah.
And then you lose that in the fray.
I love that.
Yeah. So you know, you might lose a few here and there because you're not catering to just your everyday entertainment seeker.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not to say that we don't do that. It's just, you know the people you're going to be with for years and years and years. And one thing we pride ourselves on is retention. So like you've been here for a long time with our men's league.
For sure.
And, you know, reality is our men's league, kind of when I first started, we have about 30 people that played.
Yep.
We have 172 players this year.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So it's grown exponentially every year to the point where we essentially have 4 evenings a week that are pretty much dedicated to men's league play because of how much interest there has been in that.
For sure.
Which is only a great thing. It just shows that if people are willing to come here and spend 24 weeks with us consistently throughout their winter, I mean, we're doing something right that's allowing us to grow. And for that, we can only be, honored to facilitate that. And I also feel like someone like yourself, business deals, things that you've come through this door. And that's what we offer is that community sake, which is going to help everybody, not just me by you being here, but you're getting connections, that you're getting a potential client or leads or whatever it might be, or the ability to get into an event or something that you maybe weren't before.
No, 100%.
Right? So,
I mean, I would say, obviously I've been members at other courses outdoors. But as far as indoors goes, it's opened up a lot of avenues for me, just getting to know people, different communities, different tournaments, different scrambles, connecting with people I wouldn't have necessarily known before. It's been a huge advantage for me. And honestly, like I said, the community here is basically why you guys thrive so well.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I just really wanted to showcase that today.
I appreciate that, Sammy. Like I said, you're a big part of our community and what you've done for us too over the years,
Thank
and
you.
Chestnut in itself, you're between yourself and Daryl and some of the other people that you work alongside, they're always been great to us, and vice versa. Now we're a prime sponsor of your outdoor golf tournament.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
So
you guys have been
that's,
fantastic.
That's kind of how it all works, right? It's a little scratch your back, scratch mine in this industry. You have to take care of the ones that take care of you. And the more that you do that, the loyalty is there in business, I believe anyways.
For sure.
Especially in like the smaller sectors that we are and what we're trying to touch on. So, I mean, I appreciate you giving us a showcase here because Golf Without Limits is an amazing spot.
I thought it'd be
and anybody who's listening or watching, just know that if you come here, you're going to get a great time. You're going to get a great community, and you're going to get people that, like yourself, are going to just meet more people and have another spot to go during these dreary winter months where we
no kidding.
We want to, not have to be in the house all the time.
Yeah.
And also, who doesn't love playing some golf, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of what it's all about.
Let's see if you make this putt.
Let's see if I can make a birdie here, make us all look good here. 23-footer, a little bit down the hill.
Come on
back.
Good putt, though. Good putt.
We got to tap in, so we'll take that.
I was wondering, what's the stimp today? I didn't even look.
Honestly, I didn't even look, so I couldn't tell you.
I think it's fast.
Yeah, it's probably like 10 or something like that. All right, put it in,
I would
Sam.
like to make a par. Come on.
It's coming. Oh,
Come
good
on.
try.
Good
try.
eh?
Yeah, that's
well,
great.
Brad, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me,
That was a
Sammy. I
blast.
appreciate that.
It was fantastic.
Yeah,
great
that's great.
chatting with you.
You too.
And again, Golf Without Limits, an amazing place in the community, amazing shop to come to play golf and then meet people. Definitely suggest if you have a chance or if you enjoy golf or you enjoy being a part of a community, come here. Golf Without Limits, 100%.
And I'd like to add, too, if you need a real estate agent, Sam Dominato. I know from experience, he did sell my house for me, and it was great.
Thank you.
Thanks again for you and Chestnut and having me on. And enjoy the rest of your day, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.